Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Monday. Already taking deep breaths. Okay. So, let's see what we're going to do today. I'm actually going to use my friend Dawn's Dear Prompts, and she has a make, an element, and an action, and then a whole long list. Where are the colors? I don't know where the colors came from. Maybe the colors aren't part of it this month. Let's see. Element, make, and action are for this month. Okay, fun. All right. So we're gonna do one of these. I almost wish I had all these on like a spinner so I could just like, randomly let something pick them for me. But we're gonna do this. What am I gonna do? I guess now she makes hers into cards and then she draws a card, but I'm not that prepared. So I'm just gonna use my little pointer here and I'm gonna go zoom, zoom, zoom with my eyes closed. The colors are on another list. Yeah, I love your colors list. Oh my gosh, those are amazing. This is amazing too. But yeah, hey, and good morning, Beth. Hi, Jana. Hi, Linda. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Vicky. Hello, hello, everyone. Okay, I'm just gonna go. I've got my eyes closed. I'm gonna stop right there. Spinner wheel. That's what I wish I had. I'm gonna do secret compartment. I know. I'm a cheater, pumpkin eater. Let's see. Acetate and secret compartment. Brush. Okay. Acetate, secret compartment, and brush. Oh, yeah, I know what to do. I know what to do. I've got some things just sitting over here, so we'll use those. I cleaned my desk off yesterday. That's all I had time for. And then I worked 11 hours and then took my daughter to Wally World. Okay, acetate, brush, secret compartment. I'm still going to write it down. All of my Post-it notes fell down the other day. I hadn't picked them back up yet. Acetate, secret compartment, and brush. All right. Whoops. All right. Don't mind all that. Okay, here we go. There's a lot of good ones on here though, and she did us a favor and posted them in my community. Thank you, Beth. I even went onto Facebook for you, but I couldn't find it. I found you, but I just didn't find the thing. So thank you for posting it in my community. So some of the makes are like a flip out bag, tip in, belly bands, envelope, postcard, tuck spot, pocket, collage, guest check, time card, and it keeps going. Element, tea bag, measure, vellum, acetate, document, texture, favorite color combo, and they keep going. Action, jelly plate, smushing. Smushing, stencil, movable, insert, tie, emboss. I mean, another approach to this, which I used to do with other challenges, is just do as many as I could. I take a list like that and just check things off. That's another way you could do this. Or you can make the cards, because Beth came on with me and we made cards together. And that would totally work as well. I have these stamps that were a birthday gift to me from Esther, and I'm thinking we can use them too. Might use these curls that are kind of like Alice. All right, let's get a move on. let's get to crack-a-lackin'. All right. I hope you guys are doing well. I happen to have 3 4x6 panels here. These are from what I cut the other day when, I think, from when Karen was with me. And honestly, I still have my watercolors on my desk. So when I got brush, I was like, oh yeah, I can brush some paint on paper. I can do that. Also, I haven't edited the video yet, but let me give you guys a sneak peek of my craft roulette card. Sneak peek. Did you miss it? Did you see it? Let's see. I'm just grabbing a few things. Don't mind me. And I was gonna grab something else, but I don't remember what it was. Okay, let's do this. Let's get some paint on here. How is everyone doing? Did y'all have, I love these stamps too, Beth. Did y'all have a nice weekend? I did. I had a nice weekend, but also, I don't know. It was also a mixed bag. It was great when I was here with you guys. And then it was kind of a mixed bag from there. Okay. Let's see. I've got to make some decisions here about what I'm going to paint and what I'm going to paint with. I've got these. I need to use these more. My inks. Annie Bonnie. Anne Bonnie. Let's mix it up. Okay, so let's just do this thing. I should probably hold on to this. Oh, I think this is more blue than pink. But these are very water reactive, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to treat them, you don't have to have these inks. It's just they're water reactive and I don't use them very often. But basically, I'm going to treat them, I think, like watercolor. And I'm going to use this to start my background. And that's probably more than enough. You could do this with ink, regular ink from your ink pads, watercolor. You could do it with whatever you want. So this is a big brush. This is a 20. I really like it. I have also a 16. I need to get some that are slightly smaller. I need probably like a 14 and a 12 and a 10, and I'll be happy. I don't know if I have those sizes or not. Clean out my little dropper tube if I can. This Stuff is so strong. Okay. I think for now, let's see, no, I'm not done with this. I'm going to do this. So we're going to have like a really fun abstract background. We did these not that long ago. Not too long ago. Oh, acetate. That was the other thing I really need. Because I got to incorporate acetate into this. If you probably were guessing, acetate is going to go into my secret compartment, you guys. I think that's where the acetate is going to go. Okay. I also want some purple. Hey, Jill Pounds. John just left for work. Oh, I've been wanting to get one of those Jill glass pens. They're cool. Yeah, you know what? I got these inexpensively, Beth, on Amazon. I don't know if the more expensive ones work better. These are a little crooked, but so are my fingers, so maybe it all kind of works out. But to be honest, if I'm just being honest, they didn't like really change much for me. Like they don't really like rock my world, or they're not something I couldn't have lived without. I think you can get a similar effect if you just have a really thin pointed brush like this. This brush right here is a 6. I think this could do the same thing. I think the main thing is though is that this is stiff and this is not. But if you use like a really thin brush, this is a 2. Yeah, you could get a similar effect. But, you know, it depends on techniques. Depends on techniques. All right, so for this, I kind of want... I've been wanting to paint the Cheshire Cat. Let's see if I can. I don't know where this is going, guys. Let's look at images for the Cheshire Cat. Oh, there he is in gray and blue. Oh, look. Looky there. There's our girl right there. And a beautiful scene. Huh. Maybe that's what I want to do. We could do that. I mean, the cat might be a little tricky, but the trees and the flowers, we can do that. Good morning, everyone. I'm at a stoplight. John, you need the diction turned on. And good morning. That way you can just talk and you don't have to type. I meant to get my mounting. I have some foam, 1 sheet of foam for mounting these kinds of stamps. Okay, I like to cut it pretty close to the stamp. So these are unmounted red rubber stamps. For anyone who's wondering, what is she doing? Why is she cutting her stamp? It's not mounted on anything. It's just the red rubber, which is great. And there's different ways you can use them. Shucks, I don't have my ATG in here. I don't even know where that thing is anymore. It's not on my desk where it's supposed to be. Okay, I'm going to put this one back in. So now we have a rough idea of Alice. Alice could be anywhere. She doesn't have to be like in a forest with the cat. She could be anywhere. I have, good morning, Michelle. I have some pawns, I think. I have some, I don't know where those are. We'll stick to this, I think. Just trying to decide. Now that I know I'm painting her into a scene, what kind of scene that I want to make. Let's see. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking through my stamps real quick. I can't remember what brand of stamps has the pawn on it, the chess piece. I have some ideas that I want to play around with. All right, let's just sketch this out real quick. I don't, oh, this is exactly what I need. I always look for a reference piece. I don't know about y'all, but I always look when I am going to draw something, I'm always going to look for a reference piece. Okay, we're going to put in our ground area a chessboard. I'm just going to sketch this out. None of this is too hard. None of the things I'm wanting to draw or do here are very hard. But we're going to make a magical scene. And I need to send this card to Esther. And it's okay if this chessboard's a little wonky because it's outside. And this is actually going to be green, like grass. Different versions of green. Y'all can probably even draw a grid better than I can. Just saying. I think I might have made this too wide. That'll be fine. So Miss Alice is going to be out here. And then let's draw in a pawn. I like the rook. The rook is pretty cool. Of course, the knight is cool. The knight's always been my favorite. With the horse on it. The rook reminds me of like a castle wall. Let's do the rook. Actually, I think I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, now let's put a tree over here. Okay, and then we're going to have some like foliage coming down. She's going to be stamped right here. Or I might stamp her in another sheet of paper and glue her on. We'll just see. And then we can put that silly cat on a branch right here. All right, let's go back. Let's look at this cat. This looks like the cat that's been hanging out in our yard, snacking on our bunnies, which I don't love. Oh, you're cooking dinner. What are you making, Michelle? Okay, I've got to shrink that cat down. Yeah, I went and took my son to school the other day on Friday. It was like the circle of, or Saturday. Or sorry, he did not go on Saturday. Thursday, that's the day. It was like the circle of life around here. He doesn't have to have like the whole body or anything. He definitely needs that grin. Let's give him more of a chin too. Okay. And then some big eyes. He's a cheeky cat. You may be thinking, wow, I think my kindergartner could draw better than that. And that's probably true. But I'm not worried about it. I know it'll work out. And the good thing is we don't even have room for all of his body, so that'll be easy. But when you're working with watercolor, I find it very forgiving. There's his back leg. Let's have his long tail hang down though. Goes off, it needs to go off the page. There we go. Okay, and this branch is going to have to be bigger, stronger, and more powerful to hold that chubby cat. Okay. We have a scene. All right. All right. Let's do this. Wasn't it wonderful? Jill, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. I was delighted to have her on my channel and to share her with everyone, for her to share herself with everyone. It was really great. I had a great time with her. I'm so glad you enjoyed it and others did too. And I'm so glad that y'all are going over to her channel and checking her out. She's so close to 1,000 subscribers. And for a lot of people, they may not know what that means, but 1,000 subscribers on YouTube lets you start getting paid. Before that, you can't get paid from YouTube. So, you know, it's a big deal. It's a big milestone to hit that mark. And she's so close. So I love that so many of you guys went over and subscribed. I think this might be the same green. Oh well, we'll just do this darker. So we'll just use one green color, but we'll use a dark version and a light. Actually, it is slightly different. Okay, good. All right. So let's put this one up here. Yeah, I love her flowers. Actually, when I was cleaning off my desk the other day, look what I found. I found these play sessions. Like, these were the first time I tried her flowers, and I wasn't getting them right. These were my first 3 attempts. But then I kept practicing, and then I got these. I think I did some of these with you guys. And then these, I remember painting this one on my own. This isn't based on her flowers, but after I painted all of these, I just kind of did my own thing and came up with those. So they really are fun. I've really had fun painting them and making cards from them. I know she doesn't consider herself a card maker, but she's jumping in and trying, and I love that. And she's trying to encourage us to do the same thing. Like, and that's so great. And she is a card maker. She's a beautiful card maker. Anybody can be a card maker. You know what I mean? All right. All you have to do is try. Just like with watercolor. Anybody can watercolor. All you have to do is try. Is Diane here? Did she throw anything at that clock? I don't think she's here. She might be sleeping already. Or busy. Maybe she's cooking dinner like Michelle. I don't know. She's usually getting tucked in about this time. Y'all are in 2 different time zones, aren't you, Michelle? Okay, so there's that color. Now, I'm going to add just a little bit of blue, just a touch to this. I'm going to try to lighten it up. I might need to add a little yellow, actually. Let me add a little yellow. Well, first let me get some green. Okay, so that's our base color that I colored all those dark spots with. Now I'm going to add a touch of yellow. And a touch more of yellow. Yellow absorbs quickly. All right, there we go. And get a slightly green color. It is nice when you're working with colors to use your same base. And I am not a watercolor artist, so I can't even tell you use all the exact words or whatever, but like I colored all these dark green spots and I want to use a lighter green. Instead of just picking a lighter green from my palette, it's almost better to mix it and start with that same color base. And if you want it lighter, add in yellow, darker blue, or gray. Or, yeah, mostly. Okay, so she's out in this beautiful scene. And being that I went so dark with my background here, and because it's watercolor, I will end up stamping Alice on a separate sheet of paper and I'll glue her into the scene. I otherwise would have had a mask. I could have masked her off, stamped her on, and masked her so that she wouldn't get the green on her or something like that, but we're not doing that. All right, let's grab some blue. So we've got our checkerboard grass. Let's get some blue sky. And for my blue sky, I just want it to be very light. So you don't need very much. You can take a really bright blue like this that you would think is on its own is too much, but then you just water it down. And then you can, you know, just add more water and get it really watered down. I will recommend some watercolor channels down below. There's a Mr. Everett, I believe is his name. He's a fantastic watercolor artist. And Chris, I believe his name is Peretti or Previtt. I haven't watched them in a while, so forgive me. I found a new girl yesterday. Her name's Gigi, but it's Jejee. I think a lot of times when we hear Gigi, we think Gigi. Okay, so now we've got our blue background for the sky. All right, let's get the brown trunk worked in here. These watercolors, by the way, are from my friend Rhonda. She made me this whole palette to try one time years ago, and I just absolutely love it. John's going to start watercoloring. I saw him in Karen's chat yesterday. He wants to start with landscapes. You can do it, John. All right. And what I may do is come back in and actually add some pencil marks to this tree. I always like a sketch, like the sketch lines on a tree. Yes, Miss Paula. I need to do that. I have not done that yet. But yeah, I like the storybook kind of illustration where you see lines, pencil lines through the watercolor. I think that's one of the things I was trying to think this weekend while I was working, like, what are the things that make me really so drawn to watercolor? One is its ease of use. I think it's once you get past the water aspect and mixing, I think mixing might be one of the most challenging things, is figuring out the mixing of your colors and shading and stuff. But once you get past that, I think it's one of the easiest paints to use, honestly, because you can build it up and you have this transparency that's just like built into it. And I just think that makes it one of the easiest. And one of the things I like about it as well. And I love the effects you can get with it. You can't really get with any other paint. You know, around here we like distress and grunge. And you can get that with watercolor. You can't really come by that with acrylic or oil in the same way. Okay. Are y'all still with me? Yes, Western Australian, Southern Australian, Eastern states do it. 2 hours ahead. Okay, so yeah, that's why she's done with her day a little sooner than you guys. I don't know my geography of Australia. I think I should probably learn it. Okay, that's looking better. Now I'm gonna tap in the same green over here, but I'm gonna tap it in up here so that it feels like there's leaves on this tree. Also, when you're painting, you kind of just can allude to things and your brain will fill it in. I always hear people talking about that, but it is so true. Like looking back at John's card, I mean, John has it, I don't have it. But John and Jill's card, when we painted those, I just alluded to certain things. I didn't really paint them in, just enough to make you feel like something was there. So don't worry if you can't paint the details. You really don't need a lot of details. Just that touch of green makes this tree come to life. Okay, let's paint this ornery cat. Desiree played with paint yesterday too. She played with her watercolors and made some really pretty abstract cards. All right, now just do a wash over his face. Just getting one basic color wash here for our cat. Yeah, totally, Beth. When you mow the grass in a checker. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Miss Paula. I'm glad you reminded me. I'm going to edit the video and get that up. It'll be out for y'all hopefully tomorrow. So y'all can see the making of the craft roulette card. So we need some lines. I'm gonna give him a dark belly. This is actually a leg here. All right, and he's gonna need some stripes up here on his forehead. You know, the Cheshire Cat's always been a little creepy, so that's good because mine will be too. All right. Should grab a smaller brush for this really, but we're just gonna make do, at least for now. Now, when I put in those black lines, I have to make sure that the purple behind it is dry, or else they could spread the way that this spread over here, because this was still dry or wet. It has to be dry to add in these finer details, and you don't want to use very much water. I am going to move to a smaller brush. It's just insanity to paint with that big brush. Okay, so this is a much smaller brush. This is a 6. Okay, let's put in a little red nose. Just because I can. Good morning, Miss Cheryl. How are you? Oh my gosh, Cheryl, I got sheep shears to trim my dog because she was just getting out of control. I couldn't even take her to a groomer looking the way she was looking. And now she has the most ridiculous haircut you've ever seen. I've got to clean her up. I've got to clean up some of my lines and stuff, but truly, dog grooming is an art. It is an art that requires a lot of practice. Okay, and now we've got the Cheshire Cat up in the tree. And we're going to give him some yellow eyes. I can come in and define some of these things later. I do want to paint some flowers here real quick. And I'm going to add some more lines to my cat. Not the electronic ones, hopefully. Yes, but I went very gentle. I took my time, like 2 days, and went very gentle. She's okay. There was no marks or anything. Sometimes she comes home with marks. Like they'll be like, oh, sorry, we got a little close here or there. But no, she's very comfortable and fine. I kind of want the paw to come under his chin. Let's see if I can do that. And I want another paw. We need some cat paws. Let's put this other paw over here. All right. Did he look better before? Maybe. I don't know. But I'm not mad at it. All right. We have the cat. Let's put some rings in his tail. I always love a cat tail with some rings in it. There we go. And now that I have this much darker, more saturated color on here, I'm kind of outlining him in that purple. His poor face. we can still come in and work it a little bit more. Okay, so this is what we have so far. See, he's looking a little rough when you look close up, but that's okay. We can work with it. Now let's paint in some flowers. I liked those tall ones in that photo, so I'll try my hand at those. I'm going to use a phthalo, but I'm going to knock it back a little bit with a touch of brown. But I'm going to start with a different color. And now I'm going to grab a little brown. There we go. Okay. We should probably have 3. There we go. Y'all hear my stomach? She's making all kinds of noise. All right. Now, well, hello, Sonia. Welcome. Hi, Shay. Hi, Bethany. And Sonia. So excited to see all of y'all. How are y'all doing? All the way from New Jersey. What's going on? I am making an Alice card today. I've got the stamp. And I'm making a scene right now for her to go into. How's the weather in New Jersey? It's still hot here in Texas. Maybe these are kind of like hollyhocks. A little bit. Okay, one more. I think I'll go back to that purple. I like how these are kind of pointing up. By the way that they're growing, they're kind of pointing up to that big old chubby Cheshire cat in the tree. I'm working on being artistic as well, drawing my paper dolls and hats and shoes and now coloring on them. I'm getting there. I love that. That is awesome. Keep going. Okay. Let's see. Hey there. Let's see. Hey, Betty Penny. How you doing, Bethany? What are you up to these days? Frankie, whose birthday was yesterday, started school today. Oh my gosh. Happy birthday, Frankie. That is awesome. School. What an awfully big adventure. Okay. I'm going to paint her. I have a scrap of watercolor paper. I'm going to paint her on there. I am going to mount her. I don't know where my mounting foam is, or I would mount her permanently on my foam. But I would have to battle with my closet to find it. We don't want to do that. So I'm going to temporarily mount her with some foam tape onto the stamping block. I love paper dolls. I didn't used to. I'm just taking some of the stick off, y'all. I didn't used to, but you know, our tastes change. And just this past like year or two, man, I love paper dolls. I loved them when I was a kid. There's a paper doll maker here on YouTube who's pretty spectacular. I can't remember her name right now. I haven't watched her in a long time, but she does a paper doll parade. Have you seen her? I don't know who she is. You can mount her with a drop of water. Hey, Esther, this card's for you. Thank you for sending me these stamps. A drop of water. Wow, I did not know that. We're going to have to try that. I have never heard that before. Okay, this watercolor paper is got the one from Walmart, the B paper, does have a ton of texture to it, you guys. So you have to be cognizant of it. I have something flying around. Yeah, if you're going to use this one, you have to be aware. I think it's probably best, honestly. And by the way, I'm using my VersaFine since I'm using water. If you're going to watercolor or paint and you want to stamp something, you need like a VersaFine. You need a pigment ink. But yeah, see, I just peeled that right off. Let's try that with a drop of water. I happen to have water nearby. I wonder if dirty water makes a difference. Just one drop? Because it spreads? Oh my gosh. That is so cool. I love them. I'm so happy to use them. Let's see. Wow. I had no idea. I learned something new today. Thank you so much. You can mount these with a drop of water. What? That is awesome. I have to put it to the test. Which is good. I'm also giving my pigment ink time to dry over here. But yeah, this might be something that if you're using a real textured watercolor paper, you can turn it on the other side. But you might not get the crisp lines when your watercolor paper is really textured from your stamp. And it doesn't matter what the stamp is. It's just the texture of the paper itself. Ooh, that's a better impression. Because I flipped it over. How cool. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. I've always used tape to mount them to my block temporarily. How cool. Yay. Whoa. All right. Now I have two. I'll move her to the side. Actually, I'm going to use her. I'll see more of her hair this way. I'm going to bring in my small, this is the 6 brush again. And we'll color in Alice. This is our scene. Let's give her definitely a blue dress. Pretty bright blue dress. And now this is the same color of blue that I used on the sky. So that's nice. They'll have the same tone. Yes, Esther, thank you so much for sending me these. I absolutely love them. I actually got out a haunted house stamp from Colorado Craft Company. These are like 80% off. They have an 80% off sale, you guys. It's I thought she would be really cute in front of the haunted house. Wouldn't that be cute? We won't have time for that today, but I did get that out just in case. Oh my gosh, we still have to add acetate and a secret compartment to this card. We are doing Beth's Dear Prompt list. You guys can get it on her Facebook page. You can also get it right here on YouTube. She added it to my community tab. I know not everyone can see the community tab. I'm really sorry about that. It's not a setting or anything. It's just, it's in beta, I think, with YouTube right now. And so it seems like mainly iPhone users, and it has to be mobile. You can only see it on the phone, but I want y'all to see it because there's some amazing things posted over there. Not by me, might I add, but by our community here. Esther posts postcards, Linda, Cheryl. I just love it. I was going through there yesterday, looking around, loving everything that I saw. Okay. Let's give her some skin tone. I have a little bit of brown left on my palette. I'm just going to use that. Color from the tree, actually. She is one with the trees. It's nice when you're trying to make a scene. I think what I've been trying to say, and I haven't been able to find the words until now. Hi, Di. I was wondering about you. But when you use a limited palette, it really brings it makes it more cohesive. That's really what I've been trying to tell you. So when I mixed my brighter green, I used the base of the darker green, and I used the same blue in my sky as I used in that part of her dress. I used the brown from the tree for her skin, even though I'm lightening it so very much. When you use that limited palette, it really makes everything come together. And always remember that your colors are going to dry back. When they dry, they're going to be lighter. So you want to go in a little dark. You might want to think, oh, that's dark. And then by the time it's dry, you're going to be like, oh, that was just right. Most of the time. We'll give her golden hair. I read Alice in Wonderland not that long ago. It was such a fun read again. It had been a while. Just adding in little bits of color. Okay. I think we've done it. I can put away the watercolors. Well, this is fun. I didn't know I was going to get up and make an Alice card today. I just had these out on my desk. Because I wanted to use them. I'm going to cut her first with an outline. I'm going to cut her out with an outline at first. And then if I don't like it, I can take it off. I think one of the things about fussy cutting that can be tricky at first is the outline, like staying consistent with the width of your outline that you're doing around. I know when I first started fussy cutting, I would start with an outline, and then by the time I got halfway around my image, I forgot that I was cutting an outline, and then I'd cut really close. and I didn't really like that. So that is one thing that you kind of just practice and learn. And your fussy cutting skills is to learn to stay consistent with your outline. All the way around your image. If that's something you care about. That might not even be something you care about. There we go. Now, let's get this mounted. I like her with an outline. I think it helps her pop off of the card. And I can pop her up with a little foam tape. Esther, will you do me a favor? Will you, hi Bertha, will you send me your address? Thank you. I can't remember if I have the envelope you sent her in or not. I've got to get better about my Happy Mail list. I have a list and I need to update it. Okay. Hi. Yeah, I'm almost done. Well, we definitely got the brush component of this card. Now we still have to make a secret compartment and use acetate. So let's see how we're going to do that as I finish this up. I'm wondering, Beth, I don't know if Beth is still here, but I'm wondering if I can use this as acetate. It's like PET tape. Feels like acetate. Only want to use a little bit. Okay. We'll see. We'll see if this ends up making it in there. No guarantees. I did not get out my Dina Wakley. I have some Dina Wakley acetate. Let me get that out too. And then the secret compartment, I'm going to take it easy on myself with that. And I'm going to turn that background, that image that we just did, into a pocket. Because I got to go. I honestly don't know where my Dina Wakley acetate is. So we're going to have to use PET, this pet tape, kind of stickers and stuff. All right. I'm grabbing all this from my grabby box that I still haven't used. I think I'm hoarding it. Let's just be real. I loved it so much that I think I'm hoarding it. Okay, I grabbed some books. I grabbed some stars. Those probably are not needed. And I grabbed these gemstones. Let's do something. Is there any of this that's kind of solid? No. No, those are a no for now. I mean, I might end up using them. I think some crystals could go in here. I know that's kind of weird, but it's also Alice. I just need tiny ones that kind of blend. What time is it? Oh yeah, I gotta go, you guys. Okay. In case you're wondering, what is she doing? Well, when we started this video, I am using Beth at Happy Place Craftings. I'm using her prompts. She has this thing called Dear Prompts, and I picked 3 randomly. It was acetate, secret compartment, and brush. So I started making a watercolor card. I'm not going to force that on there. Okay. Let's, although I was thinking maybe a book down here. So she's like popping right out of the pages of a book. Ooh, I think this one's better. It matches the green. I kind of like that. I'm counting this as acetate because it's kind of like an acetate sticker. You finally started your channel? Just hauls so far. Oh, that's fun. Oh my gosh, congratulations, Cheryl. How cool is that? Oh my gosh. You're the adventurous type. I love it. Congratulations. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. See, I think we'll just put some crystals. I know, it's kind of weird. I know. But I need some acetate. And these kind of blend. They just show a little bit, which is great. This is kind of reminding me of like, you know, the magical, mystical worlds. Of Alice. I fit, okay, there. I've got my acetate. I've got my brush. Did y'all like it better before I did all this? Maybe. I do really like the book. And I like the crystals. They add something to it. Okay, now let's make this a card. And then I gotta run. I think my daughter needs me and I have to go make her lunch. Yes, hashtag, oh, exclamation mark share. Love the addition of the book. So clever. Oh, good. Yes. So it's Cheryl at Reckless Hill Farm. That's the name of your channel, right? Okay. I didn't get to go in and add my lines, my pencil lines like I wanted to. right? Now, let's put it on a card base. I like this dark blue. No, it doesn't work here, Cheryl. I don't have any special, I don't do any special streaming. Like, I don't go through StreamYard or whatever, OBS, is that the other one? I don't go through any of those. So special commands don't work here. Sorry. I'm basic. All right, and then I need a mat. I need a mat. What if we did a lighter blue? A dark blue, a light blue. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. This we're gonna do six and a half. Are you doing a special diet, Bethany? Yes, Sonia, that is so right. I can't do, I have to do a low inflammation diet. I can't do very many carbs or sugar. Both of those things cause me to be in pain. And especially the combination, like a good donut. Oh, they taste so good, but they hurt so much. Okay, so then this is going here, and this is going here. I like that. What do y'all think? I like it. I am going to emboss it real quick. I'm going to emboss my entire card base. This is the patchwork from September, Spellbinders Embossing Folder Club. I'm going to emboss my entire card base with this. And I love it because it's this checkerboard, which really goes with our chessboard. That was serendipitous. All right. I need to tighten it up a little bit. That wasn't quite embossed enough. Okay. See it? All right. I'm actually going to make my secret compartments just, I think, on the inside, but I will glue this mat down so that I can make this a secret compartment too. I don't have anything and I don't have the time to fill it, but see, I'm just going to glue 3 sides, leaving one side undone. And then that way I can tuck something inside of there, and I've hit all my parameters on the front of my card because I don't want to be like cheating or anything. Okay, there's that. I'm going to glue down this piece. So this is my first Dear Prompt entry. There's not really an entry. It's a challenge, but you don't need to enter it anywhere. Bye, Michelle. Dinner's ready. Enjoy your dinner. Tell Scott hi. Okay, I'm also thinking about putting pockets in here, but I also don't have time for that. But we got this much done. Because you know what? I got to run too. Oh, thanks, Jill. I hope Miss Esther likes it. I had fun making it. Just putting a few things away before I run away from my desk and I don't get to come back. The secret part, what I'm going to put in it, that's going to be a secret. But here we go. Now, the yellow eyes. Let me use this Sharpie acrylic marker. There we go. Make them pop. Really make them pop. And there should be a white one. I would think. Yeah. I'm going to make his smile pop a bit too. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. You know, y'all are like, gosh, we never know what she's going to do. Well, she doesn't know. I just decide when I get here. And that's what I love about my craft room. I get to walk in and make whatever I want and do whatever I want. And that's how I like it. Okay, now we need a touch of black. If you give a mouse a cookie. I don't think I have black, or maybe that's black. Morning. All right, here we go. Just one little, he needs pupils. Really got a grin. Okay, that's it. I'm done now. Thank you. Oh, good, Esther. You love it. Good. It's coming to you. Thank you for sending me these beautiful stamps. I absolutely love them. And plan on playing with more of them. And now I know that water can mount them. That's amazing. And I think I'm going to combine... I'm going to combine these two together. Where'd she go? There she is. I think it'd be so cute to use this haunted house and then put her in front of it. And there's all these great sentiments. Happy Halloween, happy haunting. It's the most frightful time of the year. But yeah, I think these two would go well together. So I'll have to play with those as well. You know, I love these kind of retro girls, and I love just people. So real people like y'all and stamped people like these. And that's it, you guys. Cheryl, we'll all have to come check you out in your hauls, see what you've been picking up. And congratulations on your channel. I'm so happy for you. John, again, great Cheshire Cat. Thank you. He's there. Thanks, John. I know you want a watercolor scene, so I hope this inspires you. You can do it. I'm not really an artist, you know what I mean? So if I can do it, you can do it. All right, you guys, that's what I've got for you today. I will be back. Let me look at my calendar. I think I'll be back on Thursday. Oh, John, look who's hanging out. That's not calendar, that is photos. Calendar. Yep, I'll be back on Thursday, you guys. That's the 18th with you all. Ready to play again. All right, y'all have an awesome week. Thank you so much, Linda. How you doing? And I will see you guys later. Bye, everyone.